Welcome, Hakeem.
Welcome, Hakeem. Welcome to another live stream. Hello, chemistry. Oh yeah, should dip lower. That's what we're all about. So basically, we are in a C wave. Okay. So the C wave has produced a triangle in wave 4. What does the triangle mean? It means that it is going to try and produce one more low because there's not enough strength in the market to go lower. In fact, the strength is to the upside. So let's just wait for a few more people to tune in before we decide to go any further in this conversation. I was actually meant to do a live stream last night, but I think Zoom had some technical problems and it just wasn't working out. So you know what? I just gave up. I did do a training view update though, which basically explained the move that we just saw in the small degree, which I'll get to in a sec. But just before we share the screen here, just want to get some more people saying hi. Why don't you make a video about the fundamentals of XLM? It will be interesting. Well, XLM is a non-profit organization funded by founded by Jed McCaleb, and it solves a different problem than XRP, even though it can be used in conjunction with different technologies to basically assist with cross-border payments. That's why Jed McCaleb has been working closely with IBM WorldWire to basically try and implement some pretty interesting technology that will assist with those global payments and cross-border transactions. XRP itself is more like an intermediary. I guess they both are in a way. It just depends how you look at it. The way people look at XRP, it's more like just trying to reduce the friction, cut out the middleman, and basically create a streamlined system where you can very effectively and very cost effectively send money anywhere in the world, right? Which makes PayPal look like a piece of shit. And that's what they're trying to push now. PayPal's now trying to get you to replace your credit card with a PayPal card. And I find that quite disturbing because PayPal is junk, rubbish, middleman with a bunch of fees. So why would you use PayPal? I don't know. XLM, well, Acon uses XLM. He used one to help create the A coin in Africa because, this man is a entrepreneur slash good Samaritan. He's a philanthropist, but he's actually taking action. He wants to take action. He doesn't want to just throw money where it's needed. He wants to actually be a part of the projects. So you know, we know that Jed McCaleb appointed Danielle Dixon as the CEO, I believe CEO of XLM, because he's more into the technical side of things, which to me is a good sign. It means that he's basically, you know, doing what he does best rather than try and run a company which requires more than just technical expertise. It requires a team of people to perform different tasks. As you know, if you know anything about business, it's not all about just being technical. You actually need to know how to make, you know, business partners, promotion, marketing, network effect, and also you need a board of you need at least a board to basically help make decisions, business decisions that will influence the future of that product, that business, that service. So in terms of fundamentals, XLM is I don't believe it's definitely competing with XRP. I think that there's room for both. I see XRP more as a institutional banking type protocol, whereas XLM is more of a direct payment system that is borderless. So I like both of them. I want to buy both of them at the right price when the time is right. So therefore, you know, there's lots of information on these topics. It's not what I'm here for, but I thought I'd touch on it a little bit, just because chemistry, right? I bet you the chemistry wasn't available, so you just added another me because it's all about memes these days. Just kidding. Welcome, Hakeem. Again, thank you for enjoying this channel, right? I created RES Wave, so I'm not part of the Illuminati or some other organization which is trying to deceive you. My regular video updates is designed to show you that RES Wave actually works, rather than is just some fad or some fraud or some BS, right? The trolls make me laugh, especially in the TradingView channel now. The kind of stuff that I'm hearing now is actually quite funny, because over the long term, they're just gonna have to use their instinct, because they're not going to listen to me. So they're not gonna get in at a good price, and they probably won't get out at a good price either. So you know, what the hell is the good of a machine gun when it's out of ammo? That's the problem with these trolls. Oh, that's awesome. So I kind of nailed it. I saw your wordplay there. I love messing with words. I used to be I'm a really big fan of Eminem and Tech9 and a lot of other rappers. I love wordplay. I love how you can use words in certain ways to convey different meanings, you know, based on, you know, what you're trying to sort of put out there. So that's pretty funny, actually. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, so let's share my screen now. So how do I do that? I don't know. How do I share my screen? I'm just kidding. My background is in IT. That's where I came from. I basically can solve my own problems. I made my own website. I made my own I created Arius Wave. I do everything. I'm a one-man operation, right? Right. My background is Chilean, but I was born in Australia. So in Chile, they have this saying that uh so basically like a lot of Chileans, because they're like poor people, right? Um they have this nickname for certain people who are jack of all trades. They call them Vaseline. And the reason for that, don't get any weird ideas about that. It's because Vaseline is good for a lot of things, right? It could be used as a good for your cold, good for like an injury, good for like you know you know. I'm sure you know what you can use Vaseline for. I won't get into that, but yeah, that's what I do. I do everything myself. So um, that's why you see me just popping up every day, doing my own thing, you know. Um, just 1 second as I try and do something. Welcome to Waf Muhammad. I think that's your name in Arabic. If XLM hits our target, I will buy your course. If XLM hits 27 cents, I'm buying XLM. If you buy my course, you will learn RS Wave. That's all I can say about that. Um, yeah, so I suppose the thing that the thing that I like about um, XLM and XRP, it's not just the conspiracy type article from 1988 where the phoenix will rise from the ashes. I like that. That's pretty cool, right? And it has like the symbol of Stella, or you could even say it was like Cosmos or something, right? But to me, it's more the people behind it, the connections they have, uh, the kind of press they're getting, the kind of attention they're getting. But those are just like little mini clues. The ones that give me the biggest clues are the waves. So the waves are the one thing that I use, and a lot of people don't understand RES waves. So to me, I just sort of try and explain it in a way like if you know Elliott wave, you know what a 5-wave pattern is, right? Except Elliott wave doesn't work because Elliott wave was created in the early 1900s by an accountant, Ralph Nelson Elliott, and he didn't have a computer. He didn't have TradingView. He couldn't go to multiple degrees and do the type of research that I did over six, 7, 8. It's been like 6, 7, 8 years now, right? In the last year, I have put TradingView, created the TradingView channel, but I did a lot of work before then, because I knew that I would come against a lot of backlash if I was wrong, and I have been wrong. So it's been like a journey. I started off looking at Euro, Dow Jones, Aussie dollar, trying to figure out the most wackiest patterns ever. Um, Basically, I found the pattern, but there are some markets that, to me, like the Aussie dollar, I don't have enough data to really pin it down as best as I can. So to me, I want to stay away from that one. The euro and the US dollar, to me, they're really good charts. They have a lot of good data. Um, and obviously cryptos have good data because you have the beginning, right? Like we don't have the beginning of the Aussie dollar data from like how many years ago. We don't have that, right? When it was first formed. because it used to be the pound and the pound and all this sort of stuff, right? The Dow Jones has a lot of data that helped me a lot. It changed my view over time because I also did a lot of fundamental research like Milton Friedman, how inflation works, money printing, the kind of environment, the type of coinage acts that have been happening throughout history. Just like a little fun fact here, inflation even happened in the coinage act eras. So inflation is not just money printing. It's actually an effect of money circulation, money velocity. So to me, that is like that's pretty crazy, right? Because right now we're looking at a coin like XLM, for example, right? And just think about the possibilities, right? So, you know, it's all about psychology. So what is the psychology telling me now? Okay, so if I zoom in to the 1 hour, the psychology is telling me, okay, this thing's ready to make a bottom. It's heading towards the low. We need to break the magenta line. We need to make one more low below the last B wave because we had that B wave in this particular chart. There is another chart where the B wave didn't go as low, but the point is that wave 5 needs to make the last low. That has to happen, right? But the weaker that this wave happens, which is looking pretty weak, right? Right. So just say, for example, right, you look at wave 1. This is wave 1, right? We had a long wave 3, we had a big wave 4, expanded alternation. So we're looking at a similar length wave compared to wave 1, right? It's when wave 3 is the longest, waves 1 and 5 tend to be similar in length, right? So, but the thing is, to me here is that I will show you the XLM BTC charts soon during this stream, right? But the thing here is that I don't want this to be a strong move down, because if this started to be a strong move down, that indicates that there's a lot more weakness in the market. But two things tell me that it's not going down much further than that red dotted line. One, it's a triangle, right? It can't produce the thrust to meet that low to make the final move. Two, wave 5, it has not just happened in a straight line, boom, done, you're done, you're gone, you're going back up, right? So those two things there help me understand that, okay, we're looking for a new low, and it's as simple as that, all right? Now, if you want me to pull apart the current wave, let's zoom in a bit closer. And as we do that, I'm going to look at the comments here to see. And by the way, I did actually put a chart out on this last night, and we did actually see this move down since then. So more credence to me. Hey, props to me. Welcome, that black crypto chick, 27 cents incoming. Yes, it is indeed. And that's the whole point of what I'm doing here. We need to buy at the lows. One of my trollers on my TradingView page said, I just bought at 34 cents or something, and I bought 40,000, and good luck with your bullshit analysis and blah blah blah. I just saw the little headline that pops up on the side. I'm like, if this thing goes to 27 cents, you've literally just dug your own grave. You now look like a dumbass. You bought too high. It's kind of like, you know what? Don't feed the trolls. Sorry, don't take the bait of the trolls, because you know what trolls are, right? It all goes back to the whole phishing thing, right? Where you are on a boat and you throw the line out and you're trolling for fish. If they take the bait, obviously it's not good for you if you're a fish. But if you don't take the bait, then the trolls move on. Well, this troll is digging his own grave by his words. So obviously we're not fish, but the words that they're using, it's actually hilarious because they're digging their own grave. Because I believe so firmly in what I developed over 6, 7, 8 years that I know what's going to happen, right? I know we need to see a new low, right? And that troll, even though he bought at that price, now he has to watch the price fall to 27 cents, knowing that he bought, and he's even told us that he's bought it at that price. And then he has to watch it fall and then like literally just hate himself the whole way through and really have to make you think what goes through these people's minds. And that's, to me, that's freaking hilarious. It makes me laugh my ass off when I tell people, because it's just like, dude, why would you put yourself in a position where you think you know everything, but then you actually give away your position to the point where you can possibly make yourself look wrong in a comment section? I mean, it's bad enough I make myself look wrong by posting charts, but you're just a commenter. But your mouth is so big that you are just literally mincing yourself in the grinder. And it's like, I can't wait for that. Like, this is going to be so fun. Like, I love this stuff. It's hilarious. Like, all the hard work, I did it already. To me, this is just identifying waves. Like, for example, and I'll just, hi, James. Thank you. Good to see you online. The sea bottom will the sea bottom will be the lower low. So, all right, I'll get there in a sec. I'll come back to that, right? So last night so the day before I posted a video, I thought this was wave E, right? Because that looks like a 5-wave move, right? So I just said, okay, fine, that's wave E. This is wave 4 done, right? And then I thought, okay, we're seeing 5 waves down. I went to bed, didn't think anything of it. I'm like, yeah, whatever. These things take time. But then I realized that this pattern happened and it kept doing this. And I realized that this was an expanded type 2 zigzag. So this is actually a zigzag pattern, right? This is what RS wave teaches you. It teaches you this kind of stuff, right? It's kind of funny, right? Because you got to ask yourself one question, all right? Wave 3, like in a 5-wave move, wave 3 is the sharpest, right? So if you look at the middle of this, right, is it the sharpest part of this move? And you go, no, that means that wave 3 is the shortest. You've just broken a rule. Wave 3 cannot be the shortest. So it's stuff like that, right? And then you drill deeper, right? Now I don't pay for premium anymore. I might buy it again soon, maybe after I made some profit. It just can't be bothered. Like, I don't need to go that close or go that far. I've already done my research, spent years paying premium to do my research. Right now, it's just about sort of getting the message across that if you do the course, you need premium, right? You need premium account because it's going to allow you to go down very small degree and back further in time to actually back test and see the waves as they can occur in all their different variances, right? So we had a 1, expanded 2, right? And then we had a 3, tiny 4, that's alternation, then 5. That's what I did last night, right? And then I called it. Did I not? I link all my previous ideas. Actually, this is not TradingView. On TradingView, I link all my previous ideas down below. So if you want the TradingView address, I'll put it in the description if you don't know what it is. Otherwise, just go to rswave.com. rswave.com, you can see the links to all the different things that I like to share. And yeah, so that's enough for that. So it also created like an ending pattern, like a wedge type pattern. It's like, yeah, this is the end. This is wave E in here, all this area. Sorry, I just saw my daughter drawing the other day and I feel like just coloring in stuff. I'm just kidding. Right. So this move here is a 5-wave move, right? So this is going to be, we need to see a break of this low here, right? In order to confirm wave 4 finished, because you need to break the start of wave E. Otherwise, potentially in a world where people don't know Arias wave, they could potentially take a Fibonacci to the top and they go, oh, they hit the 0.618. Now we're going up. They put their money in, they buy, and then they realize that, hey, I don't know shit about waves. I just know what a Fibonacci is, and then they lose their money. Okay. Well, we don't use Fibonacci as primary tools here. We don't use RSI as primary tools here. We use them in certain circumstances. And if you watch my videos, I do explain to you when those times occur. So there's no point going for that now because I'm sure there are other things that you want to hear me talk about. So all right. So let's pull apart the current wave. I love doing this. This is what I live for. So this move here was wave 1. Okay. Actually, that looks kind of that looks a bit pathetic. Oh, come on. All right. So wave 1 was here. That's wave 1. Or yeah. So that's wave 1. So that was a 3-wave move up there. Okay. So we have A, right? We have what I believe to be B, C, D, E, right? So in Arias wave land, wave 2 tends to end depending on if it's not a type 2 expanded correction. It tends to, the correction, even if it expands, it tends to come back to the area of the end of the first wave, which it's hanging around right now, right? So I expect this to go lower from here in wave 3. So we all know wave E's can be weird, and this is the E wave. This is basically a baby version of this wave here, right? This is a baby version of this wave here, right? Because it's E wave, right? Now, why are E waves so hard to determine? Because they are the last move before the main move begins, and there's a lot of confusion going on, right? So you can get so many different variances of E waves. Actually, there's 3 of them, right? In my course, I teach that. There's a regular 5-wave move, which is a normal E wave. Sometimes they're really sharp. You see something go up and go down. Like, remember Brexit happened? If you ever go to the Euro GBP, Euro pound chart, you can see where Brexit happened. The E wave was so far, so quick and sharp, and then it went boom, straight up in wave 3. So the E wave was like, it was a 5-wave move, but it was so sharp that it was like, woo, damn, that was crazy. But in these kinds of moves, right, E waves, they have a couple of variances, right? So there's a type 1 and a type 2. So the first type is the most common type, which is zigzags for impulsive moves. So, but that's not the whole, that doesn't explain everything. Like, that's part of it. I'm not going to give it all away here, right? but you don't understand what's going on in between. That's the secret. In fact, that's the secret to the whole RS wave thing. But I don't know anybody who has guessed that yet, who has figured it out. People claim to have figured it out, but they can't. In fact, you know why? Because even some of my members still can't figure it out. And that's why I do Zoom sessions with them, because it's all about degree of trend, right? You can explain a pattern to somebody, but they're looking at a daily, an hourly, a 5 minute, a 15 minute, and they don't know. So it's so confusing. So I come from an IT background where I teach you perspective, right? I have to know how to explain things, technical things to people in simple terms, because that's what I do for a living, right? My background is in IT. I'm a support engineer. So I knew that when I put out this channel, that even though I was labeling the waves exactly the way that you should, I knew that you wouldn't be able to figure it out, because it's easy for me to understand doesn't mean it's easy for you to understand. It's like when you call IT support and they act arrogant, right? We all hate those people, right? But they do exist. And they tell you, hey, you should know this, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, uh, uh, please, I'm IT illiterate. You need to be patient with me. What do you mean patient with you? Blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I thought about every single aspect of how to teach it, how to show it, how to promote it in a way that would benefit me and also you, because then you will have the proof to see based on history, past history, whether I was bullshitting you or not, whether I'm a scam or a fraudster, whatever. My goal is to show you through proof. And that's why I try to post as often as possible, unless there's some kind of issue. So basically what happened was I used to post on TradingView only, and then I used to click the YouTube and it used to automatically upload it to YouTube, but then that stopped working for some reason and I haven't figured it out yet. I have an inkling as to what it is, and I've been assured that that's not the reason, but if I prove that to be true, I'm going to sound the alarm. It's not going to be nice. But this also this was like destiny, right? I was meant to start making live streams. So I go, okay, use Zoom, find out how to live stream it to YouTube, get people to understand who I am, how I explain things, what you can expect if you buy the program, which by the way, 50% until the end of June. Then it goes back to $1,000. So you can understand the kind of person that you're dealing with. So I thought, you know what? This is a blessing in disguise. So people can sort of see who is on the other side. And one of my members actually, one of his first emails to me was face to the name. And it's so true. He could put a face, he now can put a face to the name. So I think it's important to know who you're dealing with and what kind of person, what kind of like support you can expect. Like, like, yeah, let me go check back here. Anybody asking any questions? No, people don't really care about asking questions today. I suppose they're just happy to see me. Well, here I am. Just gonna have a sip of my tasty beverage. Have you ever seen that movie, Pulp Fiction? Pretty good movie. So basically, what I'm trying to serve you up here is a Royale with cheese. You're gonna get your movement. You're gonna get your order. You ordered a 20-cent burger, 27-cent burger. I'm gonna serve it up, right? But I want to mince trolls along the way. That's my goal. Okay. So for me, this is a 5-wave move. It looks weak, and I like that. because it's gonna show me that yes, the market has strength behind it, right? So what I expect to happen is, okay, so we saw a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to start wave D. And that'll break all-time highs. And then that's when the price goes up of the course, because it's gonna like, I tried to roughly time it using the best possible way that it's just gonna mess with you. I want to mess with you. I want you to see it happen, but I want you to believe, because I've already posted so many videos where I've shown you step by step along the way that this ain't BS. This is true. This is good shit. I've got the bullish series. Have you ever checked out my bullish series on my website, reswave.com? I have a bullish series which explains the larger picture. I'm only focusing on XLM right now because my time is very limited at this point. All right, we just went for a lockdown in Melbourne. All right, it ended last night at 11:59 p.m. I've just been busy with other things, work, kids, and whatever. Well, the kids have gone back to their mother now, so I'm a free man. I'm a free agent for now. But I try to time it in a way where I get loyal followers to buy, because I don't want dodgy people to buy my course, right? And this is part of my tactic as to why I actually mess with trolls, because I know trolls are completely going to get minced, but I love throwing them I like making them feel like their bait has been taken, and then it's like the fish went away, right? Why do I do that? Because I don't want those people buy my course, right? I make people sign NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, to buy my course, right? Because this is something that I've never seen. It was never there when I try to find it. This is something different. This is something new. This has potential. This can take me many places. So I don't want just anybody just chiming in just to try and copy it, right? Just to try and, I don't know. There's a lot of weird people out there. I want people to actually want to learn how to trade. I want people to actually try to be friendly in a community kind of way. So far, I've had a couple of people in my community who have shown some true good quality, characteristics, good personality, and, shown some true heart. That's what I'm looking for. Welcome, Johnny P. When will XLM hit all-time high? Well, let's just wait for C wave to finish, and I'm pretty sure that it won't take long after that. Okay, so yeah, so one step at a time. I'm pretty sure that once this wave down finishes, this next wave up is going to be crazy, 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 crazy. Like literally going to mess with people. And I'll tell you why. Okay, so let's go to the weekly chart for a sec. Okay, weekly chart. So on the weekly chart, all right, I know I've got a lot of crap on here. It's kind of annoying. So let's get rid of that for a sec. So let's just say this, right? We got weekly chart. Okay. So we have all-time high here. This is A, B, C. We're going to see a D and an E. So the D is like my experience with D waves in this kind of formation, this is like a cup and handle pattern, right? And if you know anything about patterns, cup and handle patterns are very bullish, right? So what I can see happening here once this C wave finishes is we see a D wave to break the all-time high, and the E wave will come down and retest that all-time high. So that's where I get my $160 price target, right? The sleeping giant. This is a sleeping giant. And why do I get that? Learn RS wave. You'll figure it out. But I've explained it before in previous videos. You just haven't watched those videos if you're asking the question, right? The simple fact is you take the length of wave A, right? And then wherever wave B ends, for example, in my example, which where I put that prediction, is wave E will end at all-time highs because it's going to be a retest. So that same length of wave A in brackets goes to around $160, and then it's going to crash, right? So if you don't get out at the right price, following my advice, then you're going to basically lose everything you made very fast. Okay, it's the same thing that what happened to the Bitcoiners in 2017. I heard countless stories, and mind you, during that 2017 run up high, I was still developing RS Wave. So to me, cryptos, there was not enough data for me to understand what the hell cryptos were doing. I just thought the whole thing was crazy. I was going to buy some, and then I didn't. I thought, you know what? Stick to the script, learn the waves, and then I bet you that in the future you can make money off cryptos. That was my plan, right? Because even if I did buy it at that point in time, how would I know when to sell it? So the thing is here, the trick here is to know when to buy, which is soon now, at the low, 27 cents. And then when do you sell it? At the high, right? And for those of you who think, oh, this guy's just fucking crazy. He's just out of his freaking mind. Like, what? Is he on drugs? Well, okay, look at the start of wave A in brackets. How much percentage was that? 15,000%. Okay, great. Now take the ruler from the all-time high to 160. What is that? 17,000%. Okay, so wave C can be maybe slightly longer than wave A, but it depends where wave E ends. Wave E might end a tiny bit underneath that level, right? But that's why I don't care about that. I'm going to buy at 27 cents and I'm not going to touch it until we get to our destination. Why? Because then you're gambling. Because we've seen the weakest point of this chart, and I'll tell you why. Okay. If you go to the XLM BTC chart, okay, and I've got the Bittrex one and I've got the Binance one, right? So I want to make a point here. So we have a zigzag. We have A, we've seen the lowest point of A on that chart. And then we've seen B, we're seeing C right now, right? Same deal. Except this explains a lot more than what you think, right? Because this is the lowest point. In fact, the lowest point of XLM against BTC was back in the end of 2020. Okay. Percentage-wise, XLM outperformed Bitcoin since that time, right? It has. It's in the chart, dude. Look it up yourself, right? But this is going to go further because this is a zigzag pattern. And like I said to you, RES wave explains the waves. If you learn them, you'll know why. So from here on out, we can see that the B wave will eventually end and we're going to see a move up depending on where B wave ends. It could be, has to be above the end of wave A. Depending on where wave E ends, will determine how much, but I'm not buying XLM based on sats anyway. Satoshis, no. I'm just using this as an example, all right? So this, I used every piece of evidence that I can get my hands on. Okay. So I do not believe at all that this is going any lower than what I said, 27 cents. Do not believe it until we hit our target. After that, I have a rule which I've already explained to you, but I'm not going to bother explaining it now. I don't like to give too much away at one time. Actually, fuck it, I will anyway. So basically, like, just say you got wave one and you have an expanded correction. Okay, so once you create your why the hell is that's meant to be? Hang on a sec. That's meant to be E. Oh my god! Seriously. All right. So we're currently in D wave, right? So once we hit our 160 target, where's this going to come back down to, right? Now, I know that you can probably see $49. This has not been adjusted for the all-time high because and there's a reason for that. Yeah, this is STR against Tether, but this is just to illustrate a point. Okay. I do not know where the B wave will end on this chart. Okay. This is just an illustration. This is just, I'm trying to make a point here. Okay. So typically once the correction is over, because this is a long-term pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, still in wave 2. Imagine wave 3. Okay. But before we get to wave 3, you're going to get slammed out of this market. Okay. So once we see A, B, C, for D, you're going to see a massive correction that will probably go back to where wave 1 ended. Okay. So that's called the Great Reset. Look at my bullish series on RES Wave and you'll know what I'm talking about. I don't make this stuff up. I just follow the waves. Okay. So there's a reason behind my insane analysis, if you want to call it that. Right. There's a reason for everything I do. Otherwise, I wouldn't waste my time. Right. I think that's boring. Okay. So now that doesn't mean it's going to go exactly to that line, but it could go near it. It could go above it. It could go below it. Nobody knows. We just count the waves as they happen, right? You know how I count waves. I don't just rely on guidelines are good, but wave counting is also like a secondary thing. And then you've got a bunch of other tools you can use, but typically this is a corrective pattern that always occurs. Right. And I've explained this before in my videos. This is a glitch. I can't prove that it's not a glitch because there's only one STR USDT chart. I believe that either wave 1 started lower or this was a glitch, right? Which is a son of a bitch because I can't prove it. So, but anyway, using all the rest of the data I have, to me, this is moving up and I don't give a shit about what people say. To me, I'm following the waves. That's all I do. Hi, Mike. It's happening, bro. E. coli. How you doing, buddy? You're still on the 160, right? Yeah. But I told you, like I just said, we need to wait. We need to wait until we break those all-time highs first. Let's take it one step at a time, shall we? XRP and XLM, boom. Yeah. My coins of choice. I wouldn't buy dog shit coin even if you gave it to me for free. Sorry, I just wouldn't do it. Yeah. And that's right. Stick to the plan. Don't listen to the trolls. Don't feed the trolls. Just be calm. Find your zen. Understand that wave ease can be weird. We haven't seen anything weird going on here. Seems to be pretty on track. I'll keep you updated as I always do. So in reality, it's all about just you're either a believer or you're not a believer. If you want to go watch Magic Poop Cannon, extrapolate into the future like most economists do, which get everything wrong and crash the whole market because they get everyone in on high leverage, then go ahead. But here we don't want to use leverage. We just want to basically be realistic, understand that this wave 5 is weak for a reason, and that's because it's strength in the market. But the pattern has to complete according to just how the waves work. Even if there's an expanded correction, like we saw back here, where B wave went below the end of wave 3, right? It doesn't matter. Wave 5 has to be the lowest point, even if there was an expanded correction, right? This is the kind of research I do. This is the kind of stuff I do. I live and breathe this stuff. So I love it. I do it. I won't stop until I get enough. I bet you have some Shiba, mate. You're a cheeky piece of work. Man, you know what? When you make the money, you can get whatever you want. Just make sure you stay focused on what you do, right? Uh, you need to prepare yourself mentally for what you're trying to gain, right? Don't be one of those people who flame out, right? Because those people, there's plenty of people who flame out. They get lucky, they flame out. Okay. We want to keep it real. If we build a decent enough community one day, we can all get together and have a little mini yacht party or something, or maybe just a giant freaking beach party, which would be even better. Just so nobody falls overboard, because these things can get a little bit crazy sometimes. But you know what? I have no doubt in my mind that we need to see one more low. I don't care who trolls who says what, how you look at it. We need to see one more low. I'm buying at 27 cents. I keep saying it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen slowly, but it's going to happen. All right. To the person who bought now and is still waiting for that low, well, you're just going to see your money go down into the red, into the red, into the red. And do you really have that troll energy in you to keep trolling when your money is going into the red because you didn't listen and you thought you knew everything? Well, I think there's going to be some internal conflict within yourself, which will prevent you from trolling. And if you do decide to, uh, I'm just going to laugh because I'm pretty sure that other people will laugh at you and I will be laughing with them. So whatever. Anyway, I've said enough. Any questions? Oh yeah. Kalani Kaimana. There is no limit to what you can do in this world once you have the necessary requirements to do what you got to do. XLM, okay, so this is the one thing I want to talk about real quick before we end this. XLM will go down if BTC go down. Yes. Yes. See, that's a question I like to answer. Let me take you back to the XLM BTC chart. All right. Okay, let's go to the weekly for a second here. I just really want to point this out because people, they just don't know jack shit about waves. Okay. So RES wave applies to every single pattern on a chart that's driven by human psychology based on social mood. Now, we cannot go below this line. If we did so, it would invalidate the fact that this is a zigzag pattern at the minimum, right? At minimum. At minimum. Therefore, if XLM went any lower, it would break that pattern. It would break that low. Okay. So just because you've seen past performance data, it doesn't mean that the future is going to be the same. Watch the bullish series on my website, reswave.com. Right? This is the fallacy of using your crowd psychology, your past performance to try to predict the future. It does not work. Do I believe XLM can go down even though BTC? I think you're flipping upside down there. You want to ask me, do I believe XLM can go up when BTC goes down? Yes. That's the whole point of this chart. That's the whole point of this chart. Now, if you don't know the waves, I suggest you start learning them. 50% off to the end of June. Okay. It can happen and it will happen. Right? Now, even if that means that BTC grinds its ass off, we have to remember one thing. Bitcoin is in a C wave. And I'm talking a large degree C wave, not a small degree C wave like what you're seeing now in XLM. That's a small degree C wave, right? BTC is in a large degree C wave because it's a larger pattern, it's a larger trend, right? It's a wave 2. What we're seeing in XLM, this chart proves that there's not much more downside to XLM, all right? Don't forget, this is an XLM versus BTC chart, okay? Let's turn on the 500, 1000 moving average. Right? What's the deal here? Oh, the red line is the 500. The white line is the 1000. Are we going to see a squeeze here? Are we going to see a squeeze here? Where's that red line going? Where's that red candlestick pattern going? Why does it want to go down lower? What does it want to touch? It wants to touch the 500 period moving average. Okay, now I don't use moving averages as a primary tool. I use it as a secondary tool, right? But these things mean something because people use these things. What I'm trying to say is that we are going to see a squeeze, It's going to squeeze the shit out of XLM against BTC, and it's going to send XLM up, up, up in percentage wise compared to BTC, right? You have to understand that every chart has its own pattern. I don't give a shit if you calculate everything through BTC, right? You still have to take into consideration that every chart has its own pattern, right? So please, if you don't understand the waves, keep doing what you're doing, and then we'll talk later. We'll talk later when all this is over. We'll have a conversation. All right. Peeps buying BTC in the millions of dollars. I'm following the money and going long in XLM at. Woo! Damn. Red, yes, but dark green afterwards. Yeah. Alta usually down with BTC. Yeah, usually. Usually. And you know what the problem with the word usually means? It means that you're trying to use past performance to predict future price action. Usually. Yes. Do you know what the word usually means? It doesn't mean all the time. Okay. So you said it yourself right there. Usually. Well, as I've just shown you, things can change. So that's why I suggest you learn the waves so then you can actually try to comprehend what I'm trying to say to you, right? Okay. So right now, I'm going to say to you, let's have one more look at XLM USD. Right. Okay. Which is, by the way, still in an uptrend on the 4-hour chart, according to those moving averages. A bit different on the hourly chart, but you know, the hourly chart can float. We don't use moving averages as primary methodology of analysis here. What we need to see is one more low. Once we see one more low, then we can start talking all the kind of stuff that we need to talk about. Okay, we need to see a break of the magenta line. Okay, now I don't care. I don't even care if you follow patterns or not. I'm already starting to see a pattern. It's called head and shoulders, buddy. Head and shoulders. So I don't care what kind of style of trading you use. There's going to be a move here and it'll go down at least double the size of the head. In my opinion, it's going to 27 cents. So I don't care how you look at the markets. You can look at it through patterns, candlesticks. The best way is Arias wave, right? So, right. And by the way, that's not a cock and balls picture I just drew. That's actually a head and shoulders. If you don't know what that means, look it up. Because I see this line in the middle there, and I just realized I might have drawn an inappropriate picture there. So sorry about that. It could be a mountain or a house. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you guys find this content interesting. This is my life. I love this stuff. I do it for it's my passion. So, you know, all jokes aside, I like to have fun with people. I love to answer questions. you know, let's wait for that magenta line to be broken. This one here, right? This one here, right around that area. Okay, that pink magenta line, because that's the start of wave E. That means that proves that this cannot be a 5-wave move, and this cannot be a wave 2, which it's already obvious to me that it's not. But for those people who like confirmation, that's the confirmation we need, right? And then I'm going to tell you about confirmation that we're moving up after we see this move. Okay, so let's not get too ahead of ourselves because we haven't even seen wave 3 down, and I'm pretty sure that it's going to happen soon. It might even happen in a flash. Wave 3s can be pretty strong. Look what happened back here. Oh, we danced around and then boom. We danced around some more and then boom. And then, you know, and then things happened over here and we had a baby. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, wave 3s can be sharp. So keep an eye out for it. I don't see any other questions coming through that really need answering. So hopefully you found this live stream interesting and informative. And as always, thank you for watching.